President William Ruto quietly laying the groundwork to secure his grip on power beyond the traditional limits.
Changing the constitution for parochial, selfish, personal matters is no space to go.
While the president has repeatedly denied any intentions of amending policies to extend his stay in office, his actions appear to tell a different story. The latest bill approved by his cabinet, the Assumption of Office of President and Transition of Executive Authority Bill 2024, has raised eyebrows, sparking heated debate among political observers and ordinary Kenyans. At face value, the new bill aims to streamline the transition of executive power, ostensibly addressing the chaos that often accompanies Kenya's general elections. The bill introduces several provisions. For instance, the president-elect and deputy president-elect will receive security arrangements equivalent to those enjoyed by the sitting president and deputy president. State and public officers found obstructing the presidential transition process will face fines of up to 10 million Kenya shillings or 10 years in prison or both. If the outgoing president cannot attend the swearing-in ceremony, the handover of instruments of power will be omitted without invalidating the transition. Current Cabinet Secretary CS and Principal Secretary PS will remain in office until the incoming administrations makes new appointment. And lastly, a formal transition center and committee will be established to ensure a seamless handover of power. On paper, this bill reads like an administrative masterstroke aimed at avoiding past elections chaos. However, the timing and undertones of the legislation have ignited suspicion. Is this preparation for a peaceful transition or a cleverly veiled strategy to fortify Ruto's regime ahead of 2027?
Pereka tuko na evidence iko hapa hata kwa hii karatasi hii. Sasa tutafanya aje? Ndio huru. Hii kitu nchi mzima aone Kenya tuko asina mani tena sina peace.
You see, Kenyan elections have never been short of drama. Historically, contested results, courtroom battles, and post-elections unrest are as predictable as the vote itself. Against this backdrop, critics argue that this bill may not be purely altruistic. Instead, it may reflect growing paranoia within the Kenya Kwanza administration, particularly as political temperatures rise in the lead-up to the 2027 general elections. For a government that came to power amidst heavy oppositions and legal contests, some political analysts suggest that this bill acts as a deterrent, a way to scare off any planning to rock the boat in 2027. By criminalizing any obstructions of their transition process and extending CS power until further appointments, the administration appears to be creating a safety net, ensuring the machinery of government remains intact even in turbulent circumstances. Anajipanga mapema, one Twitter user commented. Another critic added saying, this is a preparation for mass rigging come 2027.
I want to be very clear that as president, I will not participate in mutilating the constitution for purposes of serving selfish, personal, parochial interests.
Why can't you just do the right thing if you won't speak against it? If you are doing the right thing, kwani sisi ni wajinga ambao tunaongea we don't know the right thing and the wrong thing? Endelea kututusi, but 2025 you are going home, and I can finally tell you that, and we are pretty confident that tunaenda nyumbani.
The concerns raised aren't just about the bill itself, but about a trend many Kenyans feel has emerged under the Kenya Kwanza regime. Citizens have repeatedly questioned why bills passed by the government often seem more focused on consolidating power than addressing their everyday struggles. Recent remarks by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua have only fueled these suspicions. Gachagua openly criticized the government, claiming that policies and bills being enacted are primarily directives from the president. According to him, most officials in the government act like mere flower girls, dancing to Ruto's tune without question. Now, for a nation grappling with the high cost of living, unemployment, and economic uncertainty, the optics of this bill, along with other perceived as oppressive, are less about smooth governance and more about power preservation, according to netizens at the moment. As the bill heads to Parliament for debate, its fate will depend on how both houses interpret its intentions. Will lawmakers defend it as a necessary measure to streamline Kenya's often chaotic transitions, or will they echo public fears that the government is consolidating power ahead of 2027 general elections? For now, the whispers of concerns have grown louder. Is President Ruto genuinely trying to bring order to Kenya's electoral process, or is he securing a safety net for his administration in the event of a contested election? Only time will tell. But in the court of public opinions, the verdict is clear. The seeds of mistrust have already been sown, and nobody trusts the government at the moment.